psychology from Portland State University and has an experience of 6 years plus in personal coaching. She's currently pursuing her master's in counseling, and she's a life and career coach and motivational speaker, and she works in empowering youth and young adults, unlocking their inner potential and guiding them to thrive authentically. Jazakallah khair for being here.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm sorry, I'm going to be sitting because I need to reference my notes, so I'm sorry about that. Thank you so much for the introduction. Again, my name is Nada, and I'm just here today, inshallah, to represent the agency that I work for, Boys and Girls Aid. If you haven't heard about the agency, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that. But mainly, I'm here to just give you some information about how to become a foster parent and what does that look like with Boys and Girls Aid. Let me present. Okay. This is a little. I don't think I have to present since it's gonna be hard because I'm working with just one screen. But usually when I do this, it takes 1 hour, but because for the sake of the time, I'm gonna be skipping over some slides just to make sure that I'm passing the highlighted information that I feel is gonna be helpful, inshallah, for tonight. And we don't have to watch that video. So who Boys and Girls Aid is, so we are a nonprofit organization that has dedicated over 135 years to support foster youth and families in Oregon. We were founded in 1885 by the same people who founded the city of Portland, which is, I find, very interesting and amazing. We are one of the oldest child welfare agencies in the state, but we've modernized our services quite a bit since then, and we learned what really works to help support our kids and families. So these are some of the services that we provide. So foster care programs, permanency services, transition services, homeless youth services, and infant and foster care adoption. But today I'm just going to tell you more details about becoming a foster care, but if you're interested in any of those services, I'm also happy to guide you in the right direction. All right, I'm trying to find the mouse, okay, here. So last year, and this is just to highlight the need in Oregon, last year more than 8,000 children spent at least one day in the Oregon foster care system. On any given day, there are over 5,000 youth in Oregon foster care system, and on any given night, there are 100 to 200 children who do not have a permanent long-term placement in foster care. And in 2017, Oregon saw a foster care crisis, which brought the issue national attention. Children were sleeping in hotels or caseworkers, officers, and unfortunately with the COVID-19 pandemic, it just has made finding placements even more challenging, so we do need caring and supportive homes now more than ever. I am gonna go over the next slide just to help clarify how children enter foster care. And I'm not gonna go through much details, but just to let you know, children enter foster care by no fault of their own. It's most likely that they've experienced abuse or neglect in the home. And according to 2021 Oregon Child Welfare Data Report, leading family stress factors of abused children are alcohol and drug use, domestic violence, parental involvement with law enforcement. There are other factors as well. So at this point, youth are under the guardianship of the EHS. Most youth return to their homes once their parents meet their requirements for reunification, and most youth stay in foster care at the state level for 9 months. And just to note, a smaller percentage of youth struggle to find stability in foster care and move from one home or exit and re-enter the foster care program. And this is when the state identifies, or the EHS identifies that this youth needs a little extra support and are referred to an agency like Boys and Girls Aid. So youth who struggle with stability while in care come to Boys and Girls Aid, where they are surrounded by highly trained parents and staff that can support them through their trauma. And then Boys and Girls Aid is committed to the future of our youth and works to create permanency plans that will help them to thrive long after they have left the foster care system. And finally, Boys and Girls Aid seeks long-term support for youth by connecting them with their birth parent, kin, or forever family via adoption. Let's see. And these are the levels of care in the state of Oregon, and this will help clarify where our agency stands. So DHS will train. So first things first, DHS is at level 1, right? So DHS will train and certify their own foster parents to work with these youths. If a child at level 1, so at level DHS, is not succeeding at this particular level, then they are referred to an agency like Boys and Girls Aid, which is at the therapeutic foster care level. So in the therapeutic foster care, a child receives a support plan that identifies skills and goals that our staff and families can support them on. We're working on establishing stability, trust, and a safe place for these kids to learn and grow, all while we are meeting the youth where they're at. So I just want to make it clear that we are not working with youth who need residential psychiatric treatment. We do not operate lockdown facilities, and we do not work with kids who are in danger to themselves or others. And all the youth at the therapeutic foster care, which is level 2, are safe to be in the community and home setting. And in fact, this is going to be a much more fulfilling and loving environment for them. And I do know that when people hear the term therapeutic foster care, that can feel a little bit overwhelming, but I want to assure you that as long as you have the patience, the empathy, and the motivation to work with kids who need a little extra attention and support, Boys and Girls Aid is going to help you get the skills and tools you need for the kids at this level. I am going to be skipping some slides, but before I move on, do you have any questions or anything that I can help clarify? All right. And I'm going to skip this slide, but this is just the outcome of youth who age out of foster care. And this is how we help youth when they come to our agency. And then this is the therapeutic foster care. Feel free to read these points. Just most importantly, we want to ensure the autonomy as individuals whose needs, feelings, and perspectives are considered throughout their foster journey. We do believe that no two children in foster care are alike, and we just want to make sure that we want to honor each child's unique struggles, perspectives, and hopes. I will share some information about our programs. So the first program is called the NEST. It serves young children between 4 and 10 years old. So the NEST serves children coming from significant trauma who require well-trained and supportive foster parents to help them stabilize. These kids have seen a lot in their young lives, and because of that, we see them really struggling. The length of this program is case by case. It depends by each child. And we also ask that you come from a 2-parent household with 1 parent not working or with a very flexible part-time schedule. These kids need a lot of attention and support, so having a parent who can go pick the child up from school if they are having a behavioral challenge and need to go home is a big way of how we support these youth. We understand that not everyone fits these requirements, and it's a lot to ask, but we really want to set our families and these kids up for success. The next program is the Neighborhood, and this is a community-based foster program that seeks to demonstrate healthy family connections through in-home support. So it serves children anywhere between 12 and 21 years old who aren't succeeding in a standard state foster care and who need extra support to successfully transition out of foster care at age 18. So youth in this program need caring, supportive foster home where they can feel safe, stable, and supported to do things like graduate high school, find a job, maintain healthy relationships. And kids are in this type of care from 9 months to 2 years. And then the last program we have is called the STEP, or otherwise known as the Stabilization Transition Evaluation Program. This is a short-term program that helps teens age 10 to 18 years old who are moving through the juvenile justice system and connects them to a meaningful adult relationship. So a judge at this point sees that the youth would thrive more in a community-based environment than they would serving in detention, which is when youth are referred to places like our agency, Boys and Girls Aid. So foster care can serve as an alternative to detention that not only helps prevent systematic trauma, but can provide support for youth to succeed socially and academically. These are kids who need supportive, loving adults who can provide stability, flexibility, and just an understanding to help them navigate through this time. It is a short-term program, and each child in that program stays anywhere between 1 to 3 months. And even though it's a short term, you're making a huge difference in the youth's life by just providing the space and getting to know them and meeting them where they are at. This is just a brief overview on the program locations. We are primarily serving Multnomah, Clackamas, and Washington counties. I think I lost my mouse. Do you see it? Next. Down. Not working? Okay, I see it. Alhamdulillah. Okay. So this is, I do actually want to tell you information about the respite care. Trying to find my mouse again. Inshallah, I'm going to find it. Okay. So relief care or respite care, if you are interested in fostering but you're not able to commit full time, becoming a relief parent is a great way to gain fostering experience. Our relief or respite providers make a huge difference in our full-time foster families' ability to continue supporting youth. Our relief providers provide overnight and or day supervision for our foster youth. It can be a couple of days, month, up to a week or 2 if needed. So you can think of it as just part-time fostering instead of full-time fostering. The process to become a relief parent is the same process as becoming a full-time foster parent because everyone who provides overnight supervision for foster youth at Boys and Girls Aid goes through the same certification and training. So being a relief or respite provider is very flexible and can take placements that work with your own schedule. So it's a little bit more flexible than having a youth full-time at your house. I think I'm going to skip that for tonight, but I'm happy to pass on more information about that if you're interested. I do want to share a little bit about supportive caregiving. So this is another option for folks who may not have the capacity to foster full-time again, but who maybe still want to help or get experience fostering full-time, or just want to support our current pool of foster parents and youth. So supportive caregiving is a state-approved position that allows the person to provide supervision for the child on behalf of the full-time foster family. This takes place in the foster family's home or out in the community, so the foster parent has to be around. And supportive caregivers can supervise youth for up to 10 hours a week on behalf of the certified foster family. So think of it like certified babysitting. It's a great option if you want to get involved and support our foster families and youth, and if you are thinking about fostering full-time with our agency, think about people in your community you can ask to be supportive caregivers because it's imperative as foster parents that you are taking care of yourself to best support the youth in your care. These are just the responsibilities for becoming a foster parent. Feel free to just read those. I do want to share and talk more about the circle of support because I feel like this is very important. And this can help like answer your question if you feel like, like why would I foster with Boys and Girls Aid? It's, like it's because of the circle of support. So we have foster care programs that fit into your life. There's no doubt that fostering is a challenging job, and we just want to make sure that this job is as easy as possible. So I'm just going to walk you through the circle of support one slice at a time and just briefly talk about the ways we support our foster families. So the first one is navigating the system. And earlier in the presentation, I just briefly mentioned a bit about the DHS, Department of Human Services, and how children enter foster care and the child welfare system. If you are not familiar with these systems, they can be really overwhelming, and unfortunately a lot of our parents who foster directly through the state can find themselves playing multiple roles. They become a case manager, a court advocate, and so much more. And that's why we have professional staff who can help you navigate the system. What these kids need the most is the love and support of the parents, so we want you to be able to focus on their emotional well-being, safety, and happiness, and Boys and Girls Aid internal case managers will collaborate directly with the state. So our staff will communicate with you, inform you of any changes, and keep you in the loop on all important decisions when it comes to the care of foster youth. We'll provide guidance, coaching, and support, as well as take a team approach to support the youth. And because you are the parent, you have the most knowledge, insights, and time spent with the child, so your perspective is extremely valuable when it comes to advocating for and supporting the youth in your care. And then we have a 24/7 staff availability. Again, as I mentioned, fostering can be a challenging job, and that's why we offer our 24/7 crisis hotline that you can just call anytime, day or night, if you feel like you or the youth is feeling unsafe. Our staff will coach you over the phone and come out to your home in person to help intervene if necessary. This can take a huge weight off our parents' shoulder, just knowing that, like an empathetic professional person is going to answer the phone and just support them. It makes a world of a difference. And sometimes our parents use the service when they're not in crisis. Maybe they just need someone who can listen. So being able to just vent about frustrations and challenges or just get things off your chest can also be a very helpful resource. We also have comprehensive training. So at Boys and Girls Aid, we're working with kids who have experienced a whole lot in their young lives, and we want to make sure that our parents have the skills and tools they need to work with a child who has experienced trauma. So that is why trauma-informed care is one of our most important theoretical modalities. We want to know what's going on in the brain of a child who has experienced trauma, and how to support them to feel safe and create an environment and moments that they can thrive. Let's see, we also have relief care, as I mentioned. Fostering is a hard job. It isn't always easy, and you're going to want a break, and that's why we offer our full-time foster parents 2 days of paid relief care per month, and that's 48 hours, where you do not have to provide supervision for the foster child, and they go to the care of another certified parent within your community. So during that time, you can take care of yourself and do what you need to come back to fostering motivated and energized. And then finally, this is the last piece of the circle of support. So we offer competitive stipends. So I know that most of you are, whoever is interested in fostering is interested because they're motivated by the intrinsic desire to support the youth, but that doesn't mean that money is not a factor in your decision. So Boys and Girls Aid offers competitive stipends to our full-time foster families because we know how big of a financial commitment it is for foster parents. So our monthly tax-free stipends go directly to the needs and care of the youth and help to supplement the cost of raising a child. So food, clothing, school supplies, electrical bill, water bill, these are all appropriate ways to use the stipends. In addition to meeting the needs of the child, we also want to provide opportunities to encourage their activities and interests. So for example, if a youth has been really interested in attending the OMSI exhibit or is interested in taking a weekend basketball camp, those are both great ways to use your stipends. Also, our stipends are nearly double what the state offers, and range from 1,200 to 3,500 a month, depending on which of our foster programs you're working with. The range is just so big and different because the responsibilities of our parents vary greatly from one program to the other. So this is just the process of becoming a foster parent. I don't want to go through details, but basically the first step is attending an information session. It's something similar, but if you're interested and you've already seen that, or seen the live, then that would be your first step. The next is a follow-up one-on-one meeting with one of our outreach and certification specialists. If you're interested, I am happy also to sign you up tonight, or if you can, I can leave my work or my card or work phone number. And then let's see. Certification usually takes anywhere between 3 to 6 months. We work hard to make sure that we, finish it in 3 months, but it really depends on foster parents and how communicative they are. Let's see. And maybe I can share just a little bit about the certification and training. And this is the next big step at Boys and Girls Aid. So let's see. The training and certification can take, like I said, anywhere between 3 to 6 months, depending on the person and people. So we have a 36-hour of training. We have an 8-hour pre-service training with lunch provided. First aid and CPR is about 6 to 8 hours. Crisis and prevention training is 8 hours as well. And then we have a smaller one-off health, safety, and parenting classes that you can take at your own online. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, just the next step, whomever is interested, I'm happy to sign them up, take your email, phone number, your name, and I can give you a more personalized experience. If you have any questions, I can help clarify those. I have a 1-year-old, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be hanging in here for a lot of time, but I'm gonna stay a little bit if you wanna just stop and talk and or maybe leave your information. I will be happy to help, but that's all I have. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those. But yeah, thank you for having me tonight. Jazakallah khairan. And yeah. Yes. Yes, you can change. So each program works with a certain age group. And the age group that we work with is anywhere between 4 and 21 years old. But if you have a preference, if you feel like yes. You will have a training for that age. Yes, so basically the NEST program, which works with younger children, they have just one extra more training because they require more attention, if I put it that way. Yeah. So the training is, so so you attend, so the longest training that you attend in person is an 8-hour training. This is the pre-service training. This is the one that I was talking about that has lunch. It's like a full day. And then you have CP. For the babies, for the supportive. Exactly. Yes. And right. Right. So it's about, the total hours is about 36 hours of training, but most of them you do them online, and then we have 2 that you do them in person. Yeah. Any other questions? I'm happy to. Yeah. Uh, I think yes, as long as you can prove financial stability, then I think yes, that can work. But I can also double check and get back to you. But I'm not seeing why it will not work. There is a requirement for financial stability, so if you can prove that, then that will work. Inshallah. So yes, so the thing I like about like Boys and Girls Aid is they're very open with like religion and we just had yesterday people who are Christians and they're very religious and they go to church every Sunday and they really wanted a child who can go to church with them because they are not willing to stop going to church like so we were very open and we were very thoughtful about having that placement. So, like on the other side, if we have, like Muslim kids, then I am sure they will make that placement. So usually when they make placement, they look at, they wanna match, they wanna match not just your skills, but they wanna match, like your background, your race. Yeah. So, so there's like, it's like easier to get along and easier, like to break the ice at the beginning. Yeah. You can have your preference, yes. You can say, like I prefer, like to have like a Muslim child. Yeah. The, yes, yes, right, right. Yeah, you have, like we have, foster parents have, like all different kinds of preferences, and we're very open and thoughtful about that, so yeah, we can also do that, inshallah. Yeah. I am unable to, yeah. It's like, because I don't work in that department and they always want to make sure that, like they protect, like the privacy and confidentiality. So like I'm unable to, but I know that we need like diversity in foster parents. Yeah. Right, right. Yeah, subhanallah. Yeah, yeah. Right, right. Yeah, we just don't know. Yeah, but there is a need. Yeah. Yeah. Right, and just and get involved. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree on that. I'm happy to leave my card. I can also just take, if you're interested, I can just take your name and email and phone number and I can contact you. We can set up a one-on-one and just have a more personalized experience. Yeah, raise awareness. Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, just raise more awareness. Right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely agree. Yes, they can. So we don't, the good thing about that is you don't have to work with DHS at all. So basically, DHS will refer kids to us where they feel like they need a little extra support. So maybe, like these kids, they moved from one house to the other. Maybe they're having some behavioral, like challenges. So they just refer them to Boys and Girls A and you're just with us. So like you're certified, the entire process is with us and you never have to deal with DHS. We do that on your behalf. So yes, that means, so the thing, I actually forgot to mention that if you are interested in fostering, you want to make sure that Boys and Girls Aid is a right fit for you, because so if you get certified with Boys and Girls Aid and you feel like, oh, this agency is not the right fit for me, I want to, I want to change that agency or go to DHS, you have to go through their certification as well. So it does not, it's not going to work in any of the levels or in any different agencies. Under DHS? So, no, they're not under DHS. So DHS will refer kids to us and they're just with Boys and Girls Aid because that's a different level. So Boys and Girls Aid are at the therapeutic level and DHS is the standard foster care level. Yeah. Right, yeah. Yeah, I would recommend for, like if you feel like, oh, like this is something that I'm interested in, but I feel like like I'm not sure if this is going to work with my family. I would recommend doing the relief route because this is just, so basically you could be just fostering for like 10 days a year, right? So you're just, like for example, there's another full-time foster family who wants to, like travel during the holidays and they just, like the kid is placed at your home for like 10 days and this will get you, like some experience and give you like a real picture of what fostering looks like. And you can easily, if you feel like, like this is great and I feel like inshallah this is going to work with a family, then you can always, like get back to us and be like, I'm ready to be a full-time foster parent. And it's going to be easy because you go through the same certification. So you're not going to be doing anything extra. You're just, you're like online to have a placement, full-time placement. Another is, I'm not sure if I can share, the only thing, like I like to be really honest with parents that the thing about the therapeutic foster level is kids at this level need a little extra attention. They have challenging behavior. They are different. They like they experience trauma. They experience a whole lot in their lives and they just need, like extra attention. And this is why we have, like all those trainings and we provide, like something called CPS, collaborative problem solving. We have the pre-cert training that will just help you gain those skills to be able to work with these kids. So this is another thing to think about if you feel like, like, is this gonna work or not? But again, the respite care is, at this point is the best option to give you a real life experience of what that looks like. Right, if you don't have any questions, I'm gonna, like just hang in there if you wanna give me your contact info. And yeah, thank you so much. So, wa alaikum, assalamu alaikum.